Can XRP hit $10? Yes, it can actually go even higher into the double digits. In today's video, we're going to show you exact targets for XRP to the upside and the downside. As a day trader, we often look for nominal entries in the market to protect our capital from further drawdown or to achieve the highest upside. So without further ado, let's check out XRP's chart on the weekly, daily, and 4-hour time frame and find out maybe exactly when this can pop off. Let's check it out. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm Crypto Neil, and let's go through XRP and how we are getting to $10 this cycle. I know it seems like an outrageous price target at the time, but ultimately when you've had so much sideways consolidation followed by finally your first impulsive wave to the upside, there's usually follow through or more of these larger impulsive waves. This is just Elliott wave structure. If you're looking at this as the first wave followed by consolidation, then you still have two more large impulsive waves to the upside. That ultimately is what I think is going to drive the price over $10, honestly, to double digits and beyond. So as a trader, we do look at potential downside to keep our portfolio safe. So I do want to bring that to light before I discuss the $10 region and beyond. So far, we've had this nice impulsive wave and consolidation to the upside. However, there are some things that are kind of alarming on XRP if Bitcoin should choose to break down and go bearish all of a sudden in this crazy bull market. This is just me being a pattern bro pointing things out. This is not how I typically analyze charts, but on XRP, we do have a large move to the upside. Then what followed after that? Well, drawing it out, essentially we have this diamond. This, the pattern bros would call a reversal pattern. You have an upside, you have a diamond consolidation. When you break out of this pattern, what do? You retrace, and you get some sort of Elon Musk space rocket going to the moon. So now that we're done drawing silly things on the chart, that is looming as the potential downside for XRP. I just want to point that out because you always want to be aware of whether or not invalidations happen. If you are bullish, you do want to realize when your bullish structure is invalidated and indeed you're heading back down. So if that pattern starts to come to fruition and price starts to bleed past essentially your daily lows that you formed here, then I would be super cautious on entering along on XRP. I would at least wait for it to retrace and form some type of base. I'd honestly probably play that short to the downside if it were given. So far, we've only had a few long entries on XRP inside of this range that have played out very nicely for us. This trade I marked off here, 33%. I usually use 7 to 10x leverage. And if you haven't checked out my shorts, don't be afraid to go do so. In those shorts, I do post a lot of my day trade gains and some losses. So you can find these trades in those shorts, and they're not just me marking marks on the chart randomly. They are actually legitimate trades I've placed. Anyway, back to the analysis on XRP, which is why y'all came. So smash that like button if you do find this content valuable, and please consider subscribing. It does help out the channel a lot. Back to XRP. This diamond pattern consolidation that we have here, forget all that. That's targets to the downside. I do think the likelihood of breaking out to the upside is more plausible in this case. And why do I think that? Well, XRP essentially has just been in a large range. So we're going to find our tools. Essentially, XRP has been in this range here. And we do have one instance where the range was broken to the upside and then rejected. Usually when you have price consolidating in a range and then deviation, so you break out of that range, fail to back test it as support and come back within that range, usually you set new lows. In XRP's case, we did set new lows down here with this daily wick, technically. However, the upthrust, the buy pressure that came with this candle closure, to me is a phenomenal sign of support, buyers entering the market, interest in this asset, essentially sweeping these lows. A whole bunch of buyers come in because they think price is ultimately going higher and they want to support that. So now price has just been kind of going sideways. So again, do you enter along at XRP at this current price level? Personally, I wouldn't be entering here because you have price just sitting right in the middle of the range. So excuse my doodles here. Oh dear Lanta, what has happened? Amateur hour. I'm so embarrassed. Let me just get this back on the chart so you guys can see. So this range here, and I probably drew it differently the first time, doesn't really matter. This range that we have been holding on XRP, entering along here is not the nominal time to enter along. It is dead smack center in the range. So your potential upside and potential downside or risk to reward remain relatively the same. So unless you're scalping on lower time frames, this is not an ideal entry point. I would be waiting for price to come back down, essentially sweep these lows. I'll show you exactly what I'm looking for. Is another deviation play. So essentially price can do whatever it wants inside this range. But once it breaks down, I would look for it to somehow base, come back, find this as support. Then you'd be looking to sweep these highs and go higher. That would be taking the liquidity from all of these support, all these resting lows. You'd find new liquidities, new buyers enter the market, essentially get some kind of upthrust like you had with this candle closure here before going much higher in the market. So that is a potential for XRP in the future. And to me, that type of structure is what's going to lead you to the next impulsive wave. So you've had your wave one, you've had your sideways consolidation. And this could take time. This could chop around for weeks and weeks before deciding to finally break to the upside. But Bitcoin structure currently looks fairly good as well. Altcoins are set up for the famous alt season. So XRP forming that deviation, coming to the upside, you then enter a second wave to your Elliott waves. That is where you would essentially go vertical for several days again before a second phase of consolidation. And this is ultimately where we're going to start giving our $10 price projection. So we have our high followed by our low. This is just a simple Fibonacci sequence. When you plot this and you get these aggressive extensions to the upside, the 1618 is a minimum target upon breakout of these highs. Again, I do think you'd get some sort of deviation, maybe test the 382 level, come back up, find it the 786 as support, and then you'd be looking to go impulsive higher, at least to the 1618. I'm not saying that's as high as you could go for wave two, but I do think it is definitely the first target. Ultimately, from current price levels, again, this is not the nominal entry, but from current price levels, that's 100% gain. And just to put to perspective, this first impulsive wave from where we broke out from to the initial top was nearly 500%. So when you get consolidation for years, essentially 3 years, XRP, like holy cow. First off, I do apologize if you've been a bag holder on XRP for 3 years, because there are other assets you could have held on to that did something. But if you have held on, and you Ripple users, I should refer to you guys as Ripple holders, because XRP wasn't really XRP. It was Ripple before. Anyway, if you've held on this long, congratulations. You are now entering essentially the start of the third wave to the upside, where we are getting these extension targets. Now, The reason I say you could go to $10 is because this would essentially just be the top of wave 3. You would then form some type of consolidation. Maybe you get a symmetrical triangle or something before you break out to the final wave. In which case, if you got to your 1618 fib, you would then plot a secondary from that fib to your first low from your secondary wave, and from that you now get these extensions that go all the way to $10. So typically on the fifth and final wave, you get the most aggressive price movement, you get the most vertical price movement, and that is where I believe you can hit double digits, the $10 price target, the 2618 Fibonacci level. And that is how, maybe you've heard of these $10 price targets before, but that is just how I derive XRP getting there. That would be an Elliott wave sequence and just Fibonacci's plotted for price extension targets. Ultimately, things could get pretty crazy if you do get this altcoin season on utility altcoins such as XRP. I do think the 2618 is a minimum target on a fifth wave extension. Things get quite vertical. They can go hundreds of percentile in a single day. I've seen this happen in prior alt seasons before, as I've been around for about 2 cycles now. So keep your hopium up, stay positive, and keep sharp in this market, because it is essentially very dangerous trading these assets, not knowing the potential downside to them. If you just invest on tops in the market, you can suffer 50% drawdowns in a relatively short amount of time. And if you're using leverage, that's going to wipe out your entire account. So just remember to stay safe in the market. Be aware of the potential downside targets, such as that diamond reversal pattern I pointed out. And be aware of how aggressively and quickly things can move to the upside. So entering on dips where you feel most fearful is going to be nominal entries for this. If you carry the passion that this is going higher to the upside, I like to typically back up my analysis with other indicators as well. I do use Market Cipher, the BBWP, and RSI. If you want to learn about those indicators and exactly how I take trades based off of them, please drop a comment in this video and I can make a video in the future explaining exactly how I enter and exit my scalps on daily time frames. Again, if you find any of this content valuable, please smash that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. It definitely helps out me just grow and ultimately provide you with the content that you want to hear. So that's going to do it for me. That's going to do it for XRP. And I hope if you are a bag holder that you continue to be a bag holder all the way to $10. Have a great one.